somebody who had a very specific read in their head for a very specific line, so we did that one line like 50 times, and like the thing about redoing a line over and over again is that it starts to sound fake and rehearsed. And like that's why it was super frustrating for me, because it's like, I'm trying so hard to give you what you want, but like it's so specific and I'm just not getting there. And one thing that some directors will do is they'll just give you a line read. They'll just say, hey, do it like this. Whoa, what is that? And they just want you to copy them. And usually that's seen as like not the best thing to do, because it robs the actor of like the creativity, and it just makes you a puppet for the director. But sometimes if they have something very specific in their head, it's like a necessary evil. The director that I've got on best with is basically like most of them. The one for the thing that I did an NDA for that I can't talk about, that I've referenced 3 times now. I feel like people are gonna like, I'm gonna get an angry email that I've mentioned it so many times. The director for that thing was somebody that I just bounced off jokes with all the time. I would do a line, and then he would be like, wow, that was wacky, and I'm like, right? And then we just like start talking and stuff and having fun while the engineer plays the line. Directors that like I could just talk to and have fun with and just be chill with, I think are the ones that I vibe with the most. There's another show called More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers. Thank you, I love that show. I'm the lead in that, and my director for that, Jason Lord, we joked all the time in the booth, and so many of those jokes ended up in the show, because there would be like, hey, here's a scene where Jiro is getting his heart broken, so do a heartbreak react. And we watched the Japanese preview, and the actor's going like, gah, or something like that, and I'm just like, hey Jason, what if I just went, gah? And he's like, yeah, that's funny, do it. That's what's in the final product. And there's a scene where like I do a crying sound or something, and I'm like, hey Jason, have you watched Kung Pao? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, what if I just go, wee-oo? Oh my god, I can't do that. As you can tell, I've been yapping too much. But I do the wee-oo sound, and that's what ended up in the final product. So it's like, directors that I can just, you know, chill with and jam with in that way, I get along swimmingly. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 20 minutes? Gotcha.
Concise.
Yes. Keep it going.
I actually have 2 questions. The first one is, you speak multiple languages?
Yes.
At least 2?
Yes.
That I know of. Does that ever help you get a role?
Theoretically, it should. There have been many characters that I've auditioned for, some of which I've booked, that were Latino, and like they specifically asked for like, you know, if you could make sense in Spanish in there, that's great. There is a character that I booked that I can't talk about yet. I sound like a broken record, jeez. That speaks in Portuguese. And the thing is, I don't speak Portuguese, but I know what it sounds like and I can understand it. So in the booth, it was just one line that I had to do. I could do it because I know what it sounds like and I know what it should like sound like. But as far as my agents are concerned, being bilingual is a big plus. Because that way they can send me English and Spanish commercial reads. But like as far as a character that speaks both at the same time, I haven't really gotten many of those yet. I would love to play the same character in 2 different dubs of something. If Genshin ever gets a Spanish dub, I would love to be copying in Spanish. That would be so much fun. But it wouldn't be the same because Nazi can't speak Spanish and I would feel incomplete without him. There are like some things on the internet of me acting in Spanish. There's a indie animation called Star Burglar, where I'm the lead and I speak in Spanish in that. If you want to hear me talk in Spanish, he's a cool Phantom Thief kind of guy. But outside of that, yeah, I haven't really. I would love to get more opportunities where I get to flex in Spanish because it makes me feel really cool and unique and interesting. Especially, I want to voice a Chilean because I'm Chilean, and there's not that many Chileans in fiction outside of like Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, and like that one girl from the U.S. King of Fighters, Isla. She's also from Chile. So those are the 2. That's all we've got. if there were more, I would be happy to voice them. But yeah, but it hasn't really gotten me as many roles as one would think, is the answer to that question.
And second, you said you normally will like use your own voice if you can for something.
Yes.
I guess you probably get like notes from directors and like maybe this they want this or this or this. What kind of notes did they give you for Kaveh?
Like that's so.
I feel like I might get in trouble if I say it.
If you get in trouble, then you don't have to.
I got a note that said, "Don't be too sexy." And I'm like, failed step one. Yeah, that's like the thing. I feel like as soon as I got into the booth and I was already like, because the thing is, when you get booked for an audition, like they already know that you can do the thing. Like they picked you because you already have it. It's in your voice, like you already have it. So they don't have to give you too many notes to change it. I think that's the only one that they really wanted to hammer down. But I just kind of did my own thing and they loved it. And like, I always had like this thing in the back of my head that I'm just like, oh, but like the Chinese voice actor is so much more soft and like intelligent sounding. And I'm just here being like, oh, hey, where's my Batman glass? So like, don't tell them I said that. So like, I always thought that I was like not a good fit for Kaveh, and like I always thought like, oh, it's like I wish I was as cool and smooth as like the Chinese actors, the Japanese actors, the Korean ones, because I'm just so loud and obnoxious and wacky wahoo. But then more and more people were like, wow, this guy is good at the thing, and now I'm feeling really embarrassed about it. So. Yeah, not so much for Kaveh. For other characters, I've gotten some notes where they're like, hey, we want you to keep it low, or like, hey, try and push it down to as low as you possibly can. I can't do it now because my voice is shot, but yeah. So it depends on what the client wants, but most of the time, they already have you as the character that they want, so you just go for it.
You did really good as Kaveh. I don't think you could imagine it. None of us could imagine a different voice for him.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So you mentioned living in like a bunch of different countries.
Yes.
What's like, kind of like, I guess, a dream country you'd like to live in?
Oh.
Canada.
You guys, look, there have been so many experiences that I've had.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should have given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him down. Cold blood to the ground.